From the Woodshed, a candid conversation with Chase Morrill and Ryan Eldridge from Kennebec Cabin Company, home of the Maine Cabin Masters. Brought to you by Nelma, safeguarding our lumber resources since 1933. See the stamp, trust the quality. Now, from the Woodshed studio at KCC headquarters in Manchester, Maine, it's Chase and Ryan.
All right.
Here we are.
From the Woodshed.
Episode 2.
Episode 2. We've got Maggie, my daughter, here with us today. Good afternoon.
Nice to see you, Maggie.
We're doing an afternoon one today instead of morning, which is a little different.
We're going to try all times, aren't we?
Yeah, yes, whenever it works for us.
The lighting's still the same.
Yeah, no decorations behind you yet.
No, I know. I need to get packed and moved in, but
I mean, I'm not much better.
slow and steady.
But yeah, so it's Ryan Eldridge and me, Chase Morrill, here today with you. Talk about all things cabins. We'd like to thank our sponsor, Nelma, nelma.org. There's, graders of Eastern White Pine.
Yeah. Also, whitepine.org and sprucepinefir.org. So anything tree related,
Yeah.
go check it out.
You can listen to our podcast and also view our podcast on YouTube,
Subscribe.
Kennebec Cabin Company. So what's new? What's going on?
Yes, lots going on since last week.
Yes.
A lot going on.
So, things are still pretty hectic right now. It's a pretty crazy world. There's a lot of unknowns, but it seems like we've been busier than ever.
The world is on pause, but we are continuing to push forward safely, socially distant.
Yep. And, we want to thank everybody out there on the front lines who's working to keep us safe and keep everything moving. If it wasn't for them, the supply chains would break down and, things would really come to a halt. But as long as the materials keep arriving, we'll keep building.
I actually think a lot of the good is going to come from this.
Yeah.
The world's going to be a better place. I think a more efficient place.
Yep. Absolutely. So you just got to make sure we keep safe and keep social distancing. We're, trying our best in here to stay apart, but luckily we're all family, friends, so doing what we can.
Related by choice, Maggie. I chose you.
Oh,
So-
I roll. That's a drink.
There's one drink already. But yeah, there's a lot of big stuff happening. We'll slowly announce some stuff coming on this summer, but we have big plans all around. So
Yep. This week I went out with one of our cameramen to do some more in-detail scouting. We were all over Kennebec County down into, what is it?
I went towards not Waldo,
not Somerset.
Saginaw.
Franklin? I don't know.
No, Franklin's north.
What? Oh, I was in Franklin.
Kennebec,
briefly.
and then I went towards the coast.
What's the Damascotta? Yeah.
Androscoggins to the left of us.
Lincoln
County. Yes, Lincoln
Holy
County news.
smokes. It's been a long day, Maggie.
So we have not got word yet on where we're going or if we're going, but we are determined to make it happen. So we are scouting camps and acting like it's going to happen.
We are. And, it's great getting to check out all these camps, going down these camp roads. It seems like it was a really, really hard winter for the trees. Yeah,
God.
We must have gone to 5 or 6 at least that had tree damage, like through the roof from the pine just dropping on them.
I saw 2 of the powers ripped right off the house, the feed.
Yeah.
Lines on the ground.
We had that late storm right before Easter. That was bad. But, we also had some. It was a kind of mild winter snow-wise, but.
Till April.
You know
what I'm trying to tell myself? April is not a spring month. April is still winter.
Yeah.
It was it was bad.
Yeah, it's rough.
Let's talk about something more fun, like our guest today.
Yes. Today we have Doug the Plumber with us. He'll be here to, STS with us and then answer some questions we asked earlier on social media to get people's questions for plumbing. It's always a huge issue.
Yeah.
And so he'll be here. He's got a ton of great stories to tell. Ashley even had a few questions for him about possums and the Red Sox.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one. And right now it's really convenient because we're actually all working downstairs.
Yeah.
So work all day, then come up here and
we had Doug here today. Thank God for Doug.
I can't believe we made a season without Doug.
And we're getting our first urinal.
Yes, we finally put in a urinal. Maggie, you don't even know the joy of that, but I'm sure you could. Oh, another eye roll.
Yeah. That was on my bucket list to have a place that had a urinal.
You did it. Better late than never.
Check.
Well, the funny thing about Doug is, remember Jedi was saying, "Oh man, I know that we struggle with the plumber at first because everything's happened so quick, So lining up subs has always been the issue. Plumbers were the hardest.
Yeah.
I remember Jedi's like, "Oh, I know a guy.
Yeah.
I know this guy. He rides his bike with a trailer on it." I'm like, what? He goes, he fit right in, big bushy beard, and now it feels like I know Doug just as well as anybody.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And we've also been interviewing for get boost up the crew.
Yeah, trying to open up. There's tons of work out there, not on the camera. So many people need help, and there's other good carpenters out there too. And we're in the opportunity to kind of bring the two things together. So maybe try to venture out, do some other stuff. Yeah,
well, that's you go to all these camps, and they all desperately need work, and it's like we know we can't work on them all. So I feel bad,
right?
But if there's some way we could,
It's kind of like being a bartender. Everybody knows your name, but you can't remember everyone. So, everyone knows us, and, we can't help everybody, but we want to try.
Yeah. We'll try our best.
One camp at a time.
Yes, exactly. All right. Do you want to start feeding us some questions, Maggie?
Okay. So I have some questions from email or other places.
Where did you get your questions from?
From the website. From people that send them to me through the website.
So when people submit questions on the website, contact us. It goes, you screen them.
Yes, I screen them.
Okay.
And what is that web address for people that want to know?
MaineCabinMasters.com. There should be a place where
questionnaire form.
Okay. And then we also pulled some off of Facebook.
Yep.
So if you're submitting questions on our website, just keep in mind that it's my daughter who's answering them. So keep it nice. Be polite.
That's fine.
Oh, you don't have to be. We're all thick-skinned. We're Mainers. We have thick skin.
Makes you tough.
Okay, so first question is from Jim. How did you all come together?
How do we all come together? That's interesting. It really goes back to Ashley started crossing the hall. So, Ashley and I were friends, hanging out, and she needed a place to live. She broke up with her boyfriend, moved into my house, and we spent a lot of time together. So we started courting each other, and the rest is history. She hates courting too, by the way. But no, make a long story short, we started dating, and I was working with Dixie, and Jedi then came home from Colorado, so Jedi started working with us.
Yeah.
And then I'd see you around. You had a crew.
Yep. But if you want to go back even further, so Dixie was 2 years older than Ashley in high school, growing up. So knew Dixie through there. Jedi went to Gardner High School with you. Lance, he was kind of Gardner, kind of Coney. Ashley, was 2 years older than me. You went to
Dixie and I spent a lot. I actually met Dixie in Farmington. Where him and I became really good friends at college.
And Jenna, Dixie's wife, is
her parents are my godparents. So there's quite a little intertangled web there that's brought us all together.
Yeah, and so then we were doing that timber frame for the Chinas, and that it was when we were all working together, and the opportunity presented itself, and it's like, let's.
Yeah, I remember the first camera we were in front of was a Skype video.
Yeah, down in the basement
of Higgins Street. That's where it all started.
Who would have thought back then that you would have been living down there for 2 years?
I know. Thank God I'm not there now.
Okay. Next question is from Lisa. Do you do any new construction?
Funny question, because we ended up doing some new construction this year, but not by choice.
Yeah. So, at this point now, everything we do is for the show. Like we said, we're trying to hire on some new people to kind of take on some outside projects. The closest we came to when it was a total teardown to the floor system in the foundation.
Yeah, and that's on one of the upcoming camps, in the last 4 camps of season 4, the Bickford camp. We got into it. We knew the roof was going to be demolished because there was a huge issue with mold, and there's nowhere for the air to go. There's no airflow. Yep. They had poured a foundation with a metal roof with no venting, and
shut the windows up tight,
and all that dirt, moisture came up through the floor and literally rotted that place from the inside out. So, we thought we were going to save the first floor. That framing was so bad, and code enforcement came in and said, start over. I thought it was like Christmas to me. I was like, yes. But you can see how the end product.
Yeah. And the Fuller one was a pretty new camp. We didn't do it from the ground up. We've never done a true brand new build from the ground up. But
Not on the show.
yeah.
Okay. This one's from Richard. Why do you use brushes for huge paint projects?
I think that's a camera angle thing because we use sprayers.
We use sprayers. We
Chase
use
is the king of
rollers.
sprayers.
Yeah, we've got sprayers going all the time.
In the first couple of years working with you, that was one of the ways I thought you saved the most money. Because you'd come in, I had nothing. I've never used a spray before. And paint a whole camp in a day, you know, and then paint over cobwebs, everything. But and it also depends on the budget. Some budgets there's no money for paint, but we'll still go and spray it out in a day because there's not a lot of prep. But and then. Yeah. The nicer the camp, the more time you put in it, but you still spray it out maybe once or twice. And
yeah, I mean, that's just it, too. It's like if you can't scrape right down to bare wood, I mean, a coat of paint is going to help seal the wood and make it last that much longer. It doesn't even matter if it is just put on quickly.
If you look at some of these New England houses, and you can tell there's this layer, they're holding them together.
Oh, yeah.
You can just see layer and layer. And, you get what you pay for in paint, too.
And it does, it also helps stop a lot of the peeling. It'll seal it back on there. And, yeah, we do what we can with the budgets.
Yeah, it's really amazing what a guy with a sprayer can do.
And
a good guy.
And paintbrushes, that's a pet peeve of mine. We've gotten to a point where, we used to buy really nice brushes, and then they'd get left out. But now we just get cheapo ones.
Nothing purty here. 99-cent brushes.
Yeah.
Okay, question from Robin. We were wondering if any of the homes featured on your show are used as VRBO or Airbnb.
Good question.
Yes.
I don't think I know officially, but yeah, I can't imagine they're not.
Well, I think On the Rocks was season one of the first ones we did. They had purchased it. The Scanlon family had purchased it, and it was a rental when they purchased it, and they continue
to rent it out.
Yeah. And that's a really common thing for a lot of the camp owners, to rent the camp out, whether it's a couple weeks out of the year, a month out of the year, to help pay for taxes.
Yeah.
Because, you put it on VRBO or one of those websites, you can make some money, help offset all your costs.
I mean, especially on the coast of Maine, there was a whole, in the news for a long time, people losing cabins because of taxes. Yep. The growth of the property, the value of the property outgrew the growth of the individual's income of the family. So it's one way that they can keep these properties. I mean, it's a huge problem in Maine.
Yeah. And we do have a real estate page on our website working with realtors across the state. We're trying to get to the point where we can reach back out to camp owners and say, hey, are you renting these camps? Like I think Mackenzie and Teen had talked about renting out the yurt to help, to keep the island, to pay the taxes.
Yeah.
We're trying to get to that point. So I think we'll get there.
A network of rentals would be sooner than later.
Yeah. We're working on it. Long, short answer.
All right. Rick wants to know what type of sunglasses you guys wear.
Good question. I wore Smiths for a long time, first couple seasons, but I have a fat head, so I love the shelters. So it had to be Smith shelters. So I knew
he does have a fat head.
I knew. Thanks for pointing out. So I knew when they were going out of style. I bought like 6 pairs, and they lasted me probably 8 years. And then they stopped making them, and I couldn't find one to replace it. So I went to Maui Gyms, and those were $250 a pair. And I was like, I'm not gonna wear those. You know how it is. Like, nice clothes. I'm not gonna wear those on the job site. Next thing you know, you're wearing them on the job site, and then they got smashed a couple weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
So now I have $1.99.
Oh, nice. I wear Typhoon, I think. It's Typhoon the brand, and then I don't know the model, but they're polycarbonate lenses. They're polarized, so that if something does hit it, it doesn't shatter. I don't know. We saw like a season 1 or season 2 episode, and I happened to be wearing the same exact outfit.
That you were?
Yeah, I'm like, oh man. I guess I don't update my wardrobe that often.
But I would like to see like one of these higher end sunglass companies make a good, workable, safety, OSHA approved sunglass.
Yeah.
I mean, because you kind of want it. You want to look good when you're working or be able to see clear.
And that's a good. We try and be as safe as possible. We get that question a lot. How come we don't ever see you in protective gear? We definitely wear masks. We definitely wear eye protection, ear protection. But when the film crew is there, it's a little bit different. While we're working, we try to. But if we're stopping and filming stuff and redoing it, if they don't want us to wear eye protection, if it's just we do take safety seriously. Yes, I'm in Crocs a lot, but I personally think that's safer than sometimes wearing the big steel-toed shoes.
That each their own.
Yeah.
All right. Brian would like to know, have you or anyone you know ever had a Bigfoot sighting?
Oh, where's Ashley?
Yeah, where's Ashley when we need her?
So my wife is infatuated with Bigfoot. She thinks he's out there. Sasquatch.
Bigfoot, aliens.
Any conspiracy stuff. I have not seen one.
Chupacabra was going around Turner for a while, right?
Oh, that Chupacabra was. Isn't that more like around the border, Mexican border? Like,
No, what was the Turner Wild Beast. That's what it was. Do you remember that?
No.
You don't remember that?
the Turner Wild Beast.
Yeah, a few years ago, they found this
Oh, I do. What
wild
was it?
animal dead on the side of the road, and they could not figure out what it was. And so it was like the Turner Wild Beast. Like,
It's like some inbred dog.
yeah, it was like a wild dog that had gone.
The closest thing I came to Bigfoot is Dixie and I were up. We were going to school in Farmington and up to Sugarloaf, and we saw a wolf in Maine. It passed us like 200 yards down the road, and I mean it was a wolf. I mean, you've seen a coyote. They're not magnificent and dogs, and this thing was beautiful. Like, it was totally a wolf.
Wow, nice.
That's my story. Sticking to it.
All right.
Have you ever seen a Bigfoot, Maggie?
No.
Do you believe in him?
Not in Maine.
I believe in him, but it's not by my house.
Jim would like to know, do you know when the retail store will be reopened?
Good question.
Yeah, we talked about that with our bookkeeper yesterday.
Suppose we can get a badge. We got to earn a badge. Though.
We
It's
got
like
to
Cub
earn
Scouts.
a badge. Yeah, so Governor Mills has kind of set the timetable and the requirements in order for businesses to start opening back up. There's a list of safety precautions that need to be in place, and once we get that list and make sure we're
Compliant.
we're compliant, we apply to the state for a badge.
Yeah, and we put it on the door so people can come in with confidence.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
safety,
yeah.
knowing that we're abiding by the rules.
Yes, which
But-
June 1st, I believe, is right now the tentative timetable.
But our online store is always open, 24 hours a day.
Yes, and Isadora, our retail manager, is super friendly, super fast service. She'll package up anything you want it shipped. We'll get it to you.
Yeah, we're working out some kinks on some stuff, but this is all new to us. We build cabins.
Yeah,
We don't ship stuff all around the world. So it's a learning curve. And we appreciate everyone.
Yep. And you can go on our website and you can do a virtual tour of most of the cabins, see what, and click on some links that way as well.
That's actually one of the coolest things I think we offer now, and I don't know if a lot of people know about that.
Yeah.
But it's literally a virtual tour. You walk through the cabin, you can click on items.
Yeah.
And that's on KennebeckCabinCompany.com.
Yes.
And you can get to that, I think, if you go to Cabin Masters, there's a link across. So, those websites will help you guys out.
Go and explore.
All right.
Don't even have to leave your house. It's quarantine friendly.
Okay. Jim, again, would like to know, would you consider having a fan contest / fundraiser where the winner could get to help you on a camp project?
We were talking about more fan interactions. I think there's some liability and insurance concerns with having.
I think getting fans on the actual job site would be tough, but we were brainstorming different ways to get fans, whether it's a project we do here for ourselves or
This empty seat right here?
Yeah, or for if we did a volunteer project and they needed volunteers, come and volunteer that way, like when we did Agassiz or for the Y project. And if you have suggestions of ways to kind of make that happen, let us know. That was a big part of what we're trying to do at HQ too, is, get it set up to do events. And if we can do fundraisers for local organizations.
Yeah, more fan. And
Yeah.
this is going to be a very interactive place. We'll be here all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, we did that Build-A-Bench. That was for your 4th, 5th grade field trip, right?
Sure.
No, wasn't it you? It was for
No.
you.
No
No,
idea.
it was younger kids than that.
Was
I
it
think.
Nori?
I think it's Nori.
Oh. Anyways, we worked with Wayne Elementary School 4th and 5th grade. We went and did Build-A-Bench where the Maine Cabin Masters helped, and you left with a nice bench. So, once we get this place really settled in, we're going to try and start doing more of that stuff.
Okay. One last question from Vernon. Are you going to be on the Magnolia channel when it changes?
We don't know, but I don't think so to start. We don't
know.
There's rumors out there, though.
There's rumors out there. We're really close to finding out. We're scouting camps right now for the HGTV channel.
That's the word on the street.
That's the word on the street. All those channels are owned. They're kind of under the Discovery umbrella network, so they could end up on Magnolia. They could, DIY is going to go away, so we know we won't be on DIY. They could put us on. We've been
around the block a few times. Animal Planet,
GAC,
Great American Country.
Yep.
Discovery. What was the other one? There's a couple more.
Yep.
HGTV. We would love to go on HGTV. I mean, they're in every household. It would really broaden our reach, and it's definitely a great product, and
yeah,
be fun. We'll be somewhere. We're gonna be doing camps regardless.
We're not going away.
No, we're not going away. If I got to strap up GoPro to my hammer all the time, you'll see it. She doesn't look too impressed.
Yeah. Cool. So, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll have Doug. In my phone, he's Doug the Plumber Peabody.
He's Doug the Plumber into mine, too. And right before that, there's going to be a cool piece on Dan Burns. It's Hero Media. Hero Media is the media company that we work with. It's about local, hometown heroes. Everybody's a hero, and everybody has a story. And Hero Media really takes the time to showcase these people and bring out talents that you might not see. They're doing I don't know if it's a weekly, but they do a series, the heroes. And Dan Burns is a friend of ours. You guys have known him for a long time. He's a Augusta
grew up
boy.
with Dan.
He's been on, how many episodes has he been on?
Oh, gosh. Every season he's been in a few.
Yeah, he's been in a few. I think he's going to do a custom piece for us at headquarters.
Nice.
He gave me one of my Christmas presents. I got a 4-foot, probably 3-foot dancing bear.
Yeah.
He always did bears. And I was like, can you believe he do a dancing bear? So he did a dancing bear for me. Very talented.
Yes.
So he's right up here. Check this out. Dan Burns, Hero Media.
We'll be back with Doug.
What is an artist? I went to art school for a fine arts degree with sculpture and painting. They don't give you any business classes. When I asked my senior seminar, I said, what am I going to do with this degree? Probably nothing. You're going to wait tables. So. I would consider myself a craftsman. The wood will speak to you. There's not all wood is just round. It has a flow to it. Sometimes I cut the bottom so it's leaning a little bit. These were living organisms. They're living, they're trees. They were breathing, they were providing life for us. I use pine. That stuff is thrown down over the banking. It's milled up sometimes for pulpwood, plywood, whatever, but a lot of the stuff is junk. But you give it a life. These will last for 50 years in someone's home. They'll last 100 years when you take care of them. But they're made with a chainsaw. That's the cool part, I guess.
We should probably start collecting man glitter from Danny Burns, huh?
Right? Get some larger grades.
Yeah, that was awesome.
So, we're from the Woodshed. We're here with Doug, our plumber. Doug the Plumber, Doug Peabody. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing good. How are you?
Fantastic. So we want to start the segment with water, coffee, or beer. And I'm pretty sure I got a good idea what you're going to answer.
Oh, beer?
Yeah.
Nice.
This time of day.
Absolutely. An afternoon one.
Anytime. It's noontime somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Here, pass the glass.
All right. So this is a thing. You get that.
Coming on our show, you get a nice gift.
Nice.
Oh, we all get to drink beer?
Yeah, right?
Oh, cool. I didn't know that.
Here, pass one down to Doug.
All right. That's a Kushnock beer. It's a local beer brew company.
I've been there.
Yeah.
They have real good food.
I guess we're having a beer.
Right?
Nice.
So, Doug, what have you been working on today?
We're doing some exploring, seeing how I'm going to lay out a bathroom and a urinal.
Have you ever worked in a building and then gone up and been on a podcast or a video cast?
No.
This is the first.
This is the first, yeah.
Cheers
Look
to
at this
that.
coaster you got. These are great coasters.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
So this is called the STS segment. You know what do you think that stands for?
I'm not going to say anything because I'm going to say something I shouldn't, I think.
No, I think you might want to say you
Oh,
want
yeah,
to
it's not STD. That's something else.
So that's a good thing.
That's right. So it's going to change the S for a D. or
Well, we're
something,
talking
so-
with each other. STS.
Oh, okay.
Shooting the
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Shooting the Shinola.
shooting the
Shit.
shinola.
Yeah.
Cheers, Doug. Good to see
Cheers.
you.
Cheers.
Our second guest. First guest we get to drink beer
Cheers.
with. Oh, you got.
Whoa, you got one.
Yeah. Thank you.
We might be setting ourselves up for failure though, because people are gonna come in and be like, "Water," we're gonna be like, "Damn him,"
Right.
Yeah.
kicking him under the table
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah. I know water's good though.
It is.
Well, that beer's good.
Yeah, Krishnak. How's the fishing been?
I haven't been much. Slow this time of year. Usually, I haven't lost any gear yet.
Nice.
Yeah, haven't fallen in.
So Doug always brings all his plumbing tools and a fishing pole.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually.
Because the best thing about Doug is he comes for the day regardless.
Yeah.
You got
Yeah.
that little portable one you stick in, and
Yeah.
and I've seen you fish with just about anything, huh?
Oh yeah, I got an emergency piece of fishing line around an old credit card, so just in case I got something.
And didn't you make your own pole? Or no, your own hook? No, your knife, right? You made.
Yeah, I made a fishing knife. Yeah, it was.
It had a flask in it, didn't it?
Yeah, it's waterproof. It's yeah.
Yeah,
Keeps-
you make all sorts of stuff.
Yeah,
You made a air rifle.
yeah. Experimental. Yeah.
And Doug, I mean, he's also a carpenter. He just doesn't tell us that.
Right,
We've
right,
seen
right.
his work.
It's very rough. I don't get to practice.
Have you seen
much.
some of our shows?
Yeah.
But your air rifle was out of a piece of copper pipe.
Yeah, a bunch of scrap pipes to put it together, and you fill it with compressed air, and it just shoots whatever you stick in it, I guess.
But it works perfectly with.
Yellow wire nuts fit in nice, and they shoot out all over the place. So.
Do I have any in my pocket?
So we were just telling the story on how Jedi was, prepping us up for your arrival. Tell us
yeah.
about you and how we were a perfect fit. It was like a match made in heaven. So Doug's been with us about halfway through season 1. Is that right?
Halfway through season 2, I think.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, halfway
Yep.
through season 2. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, and
He has left us since. We wouldn't let him go now.
yeah.
Oh, it's fun. You guys keep me busy. Certainly, yeah. You guys do quite a few projects. So
Yeah, and today you've been working at HQ on getting the 2 bathrooms
yeah,
going for us.
Worldwide headquarters.
So we had 1 bathroom, ADA compliant. Then we realized we needed 2, and there really isn't much space. But we said, don't worry, Doug will figure something out.
Yeah.
And sure enough, got a second bathroom up in that space. That's awesome.
Oh, we didn't ask him about the gray water issue from the parking lot.
Oh yeah, we've got all sorts of issues coming up.
Oh yeah, I have to figure that out later.
Yeah,
Yeah.
food truck.
Like he says, it all rolls downhill.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, how long have you been plumbing?
since '87.
Since '87.
Yeah,
Nice.
and I've been on my own for 25 years, more or less.
And a lot of times when we drive around, Doug's, they'll be like, I work there.
Yeah,
Like,
it's like I can't go too far without around Central Maine, anyways.
And you grew up right in Manchester, right?
Yeah,
Right down the road from here.
yeah, I did.
probably
Yeah.
not even a mile away.
Yeah, a mile up the road. Yeah,
So back to the old hood. It's funny how life comes full
Yeah.
circle, isn't it?
it's weird. Yeah, yeah. I only live 10 miles away or something, anyways.
Yeah. And you did a lot of work in Rockland on all those old buildings back in the whole MB&A revitalized.
Oh yeah, I worked in Camden.
Camden, sorry.
That's where, but we did a lot of stuff in Rockland, Camden, Rockport, all over Lincolnville,
Nice.
back there, and that was.
And now he's Greater Augusta Gardner area.
Yeah, or wherever. Yeah,
And
so
wherever
you
we
guys,
drag him.
yeah, wherever you guys drag me. Yeah. Yeah.
But you've done a lot of work for that. You worked with Jedi and his brother, right? That's how we met in working.
Yeah, they were both helping out another guy I know doing a project, and I met him then. And then once in a while, I'll help them both out on a project or at their dad's place or something.
I mean, we don't bring it. Some of the camps we get under are pretty bad, but you can. Doug's always got a smile on his face. That just tells you how those old basement in Hollowell and those old buildings along the river are. They just,
Oh, yeah. There's some places around. They have like a second and third basement you don't even know about till you get down in there, and it's like, oh my goodness, the pipes go down there.
I can smell it
Yeah.
too. It has that smell of rust in it, like
Like
dirt and rust and water
Yeah.
in the air. And
Yeah, I can't
some of
imagine
those
some of
because it's
those.
all downhill.
Yeah.
Downhill. So, yeah, and we've done a bunch of renovations in Hallwell. That's like, holy cow, there's some old stuff.
Yeah. And you also make wood stoves?
Yeah, it's kind of
Wood stoves that will burn for an hour?
Or something.
No, wooden wood stoves, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that?
I saw a picture joke in the Field and Stream. Then said wood stove guaranteed to burn for an hour, made out of wood. So I made one as a joke, and they do burn for about an hour.
I have one. I can
Yeah.
I can attest to that.
Oh, you do have one?
Yeah.
Nice.
We could probably sell those in the store, Doug.
Yeah, I got to make some more. They take, I don't know, I can make 2 in a baseball game.
Takes 4 hours to build, burns for an hour.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it takes just so long to build a big one as a little one.
Yeah. So last week when we were working, I took a picture of you and posted on the Facebook page and
Yeah.
asked people to send in their questions, and we got all kinds of them.
We do. We do.
Okay.
Yeah, that's for sure. I've got a few questions of my own.
Okay.
Outdoor showers. That's something people ask us all the time, in our applications. We
Right.
want an outdoor shower.
So,
But 9 times out of 10, if it's not plumbed up, they're not legal. Is that
yeah, that's right. They got to, the drain's got to be plumbed in. If you have a drain that's plumbed into your system, then it's fine. And no big deal. Just count it as a shower. But if it's just like draining onto the ground or in a pit, then that's not cool, especially near the lake where, a lot of the pollution in the lake is due to the extra phosphates and
Yeah.
soap. And so that's actually food for the
algae and all that
and
stuff?
it makes algae blooms.
So if you do an outdoor shower, if you have a drain,
Back into your system, just like a regular shower, but just outside.
Yeah.
You'd have to plumb it in, have a pipe, and a regular, maybe get a shower base.
yeah.
And
if
then
you had a wooden base and,
put get a
pan underneath
pan
it
under
or something
have
like that.
drain in, then that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But a lot of times, we're these the camps we work on are elevated and everything's pitched down, so
Right.
you'd have to elevate the whole shower.
Yeah, the shower would have to be way up, usually by the time you get outside where you want it.
Yeah.
You want to stick it under the deck or something.
Right.
Yeah.
That brings up a good question because it's gray. There's different types of water, right? It's gray water and black water. What's the difference?
Shit.
Yeah. Feces. Yeah. One's got a toilet, one doesn't.
Yeah.
Literally. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
Gray water is just sinks and
Sinks in
showers.
a shower, a washing machine, or something like that. Yeah.
So pretty much if you take a dump in it, it's black water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So have the codes changed a lot?
They changed a couple times. They used to have the old code, but then they changed it up to like a national standard.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much the same most places.
And across the board in the state, you need a plumbing permit to make any changes to the plumbing system.
Yeah, if you're moving stuff around. If you're changing something, you shouldn't.
Like if you're changing out a toilet or a sink, you don't need. But if you're moving it,
Yeah.
or if you're adding
Adding
to it,
stuff, you should get a permit. Yeah, you're supposed to. And some towns even they can add to that. I know there was a town that even if you change your flush, you're supposed to get a permit in that
Oh,
town.
really?
Yeah, they can add, because it's their town, they can make it better.
It's how they make money, really.
Yeah. Or they can change your fixture rates or do little tweaks to it because they can. It's fine. It makes their town better than the other towns, I guess. I don't know. Than the average or whatever. Than with the minimum.
Yep.
Yeah.
We've worked in a lot of towns where there's no building permit even required except plumbing fixtures. Like West Gardner, where I live, if you're building a building, you don't even need a permit. You just need plumbing. You have to pay for your plumbing fixtures.
yeah.
Yeah, you have to pay for the plumbing
pretty
because that's a state thing. Yeah.
But electrical, very few towns
It's so
require.
beyond. You would think it would be the other way around. Plumber's not going to kill you.
Well,
It might,
get into Blackwater. It could.
yeah, well, you might have a break in the pipe and, sewer gases.
I'd much rather
or
take
it
my.
might leak, but that's not as outrageous as electrical.
I'd rather take my chance
yeah.
with that than a 220 wire.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, 220.
Never the
wires,
two
yeah.
shall meet.
So I got one question too. So
I've got more.
when PEX came out, did you think you were going to lose your job? Did it make it easier, better? Like it made everyone.
It made it so much different. Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't think I'd lose my job, but
Did you trust it right away?
not really or something. But when we got it, they'd already used it for like 25 years. I think the guy said in Sweden. I could every once in a while you go to a seminar and you get to hear the speech
really?
about stuff.
Kind of like heat
Interesting.
pumps in Japan and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. They yeah.
Huh.
Then and then even though they were in here in Maine, there's some places that they wouldn't allow it for a long time just because. Well, we got the copper. We're going to stick with it because it's like this, and it's different.
And how do you feel about shark bites?
They work pretty good, but don't bury them
Gotcha.
because it's just an O-ring seal on top of the outside of the pipe, so it's not like it's not like
permanent.
a soldered joint.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing about all this newfangled stuff is it hasn't been tested for 30 years. You know, like zip. Like, what's it going to be like in 40 years?
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
it lasts this time. Well, how do you know?
Yeah.
You know, it's only 5 years old or something.
Right?
So,
Yeah.
I
don't
guess
know.
time will tell.
And then again, copper will wear out too. If you have hard water, it'll eat the copper thin, and it'll get pinholes and it has to be replaced.
Sure.
But the PEX won't.
Yeah. One thing that's always impressed me about you is your common sense approach to everything. You know, I mean, we're doing camps, we're renovating camps that, 9 times out of 10, they're 3 season and they have to be shut down. So you think about that. So as far as like in the wintertime or fall when you have to drain them, you always put like a shut off, have the water flow down. And
Yeah.
I think
try to. And sometimes you can't because something's too far away and there's a giant
Of course.
beam or cement wall in your way or something. But then you got to put another thing to drain. But yeah, you got to keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Especially when you did copper, everything had to be pitched real good
Oh,
because
yeah.
if it froze a little, it was frozen. The PEX is forgiving. It will freeze and stretch and
Yeah.
There's been so many.
Sometimes be fine, but the fittings will break. But
There's been so many times talking about oppressive that Doug and I be driving to a job an hour or two away. He hasn't been there, and I'll tell him like what's going on. And he just does this thing in his head, and then you get everything, and like there's hardly anything left over. Like pretty like build it in your head, getting all the parts and pieces, and
yeah, it's I make a list every day. It seems like.
And I don't think I've ever met anybody who talks to themselves more than you.
that is a compliment.
Yeah,
I mean, I talk to myself, and I know it, but
talk to my pieces. Try to
absolutely.
tell them what to do.
Yeah, for sure.
So, what was the hardest camp you've worked on for us? You think,
Hardest
or most
one.
difficult one?
The one with a railroad car.
Yeah.
Just because I had to squeeze in from 2 sides to get something done. I pre-made most of the drainage up in the bathroom, then took it out back, stuffed it in there, and went over on the other end and whacked it in place with a stick. That one, just because I had to crawl all the way around back, and it was really tight on that front edge. Couldn't get in it. And that one with the boulder was like that, but you could get it.
Oh, I remember that.
And
That was PMS, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
PMS got the best of you.
Yeah, that one. Then one we did just a little while. It was just so cold when I was there that was hard to work.
that's the
It was
worst.
brutal. You're on post and the wind's just blowing like right under
Sydney.
the camp. And then I had the roof off, so there was like no place in the building that wasn't a funnel. The wind just funneled everywhere.
It's one of those days.
Yeah, I'd take the glue out and the glue's just blowing off my thing.
Like that heater's blaring, and it's not. You're just wasting the money, but it's just mentally like.
Oh, yeah.
If you think you're getting warm, but it's just like it's a waste of time.
Yeah, that's tough. That's for sure.
Well, we appreciate everything you do, Doug.
Oh, thank you.
We definitely do. That's for sure.
That's why you're our second guest. If Ashley wasn't my wife and his sister, you might have made first.
That's true. That's true.
Wow.
We would have.
Yeah.
I would need to spend the night if she was at your
Yeah,
house.
you made a better choice.
And so you used to do, I mean, you're talking about how you used to, what is it called when you take cast iron and you like fill it in with molten
Yeah, lead joints.
lead joints?
Yeah, I've done some in commercial jobs way back, but not just like in the bottom of like a floor drain or a mop sink where it sticks up.
Yeah.
Not like in the pipes.
Yeah.
Going along, you use rubber things and no-hub couplings, they call them, and rubber grommets and push together. But I've done some lead.
Yeah.
And yeah, not too many. Then they stopped doing it.
That was back in the day. I mean, I remember
Yeah.
we've demoed places. You get that one big piece. It looks like a car transmission or a hubs or like
Oh, yeah.
something.
Oh,
put together.
yeah, and it's like a pound of lead per inch of pipe or something. So that 4-inch joint takes 4 pounds of lead. It comes in little pound things. You get different pound size ladles. I used to have some of that stuff.
Interesting.
And you melt it up and pour it all in, and
Just melt it up with a torch?
you can, but you got to smell a big. You can get a whole big pot going.
Yeah.
Yeah. Back in the day.
Have some lead for supper.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's they do around. They feed lead to the animal. If you-
My father, when they were growing up, used to live, at Higgins Street, and right up the road was the old Maine DOT building, Department of Transportation.
Yep.
They used to go up there and collect the lead go home and melt it and make little ball bearings, basically. And then they would race them. Then they'd go back up the hill and race them down the hill. Like, that was their pastime.
And now you just get on Facebook and all this stuff. Instant
wow.
Snapchat.
Yeah. You've got pretty lucky, Maggie.
Could have bought marbles, you know. Yeah.
You could have been chasing metal down a hill that you made yourself.
Or my grandfather would bring home vials of mercury. You know, just
Yeah.
I remember playing with mercury in
Oh,
your
yeah.
hand.
I remember doing that in my hand. Yeah, rolling a little ball in my hand, and all of a sudden it was gone. It's like, where'd it go? I didn't spill it.
Baggies were like, that explains a lot.
Yeah. And then a customer of mine just bought an old house, and in the basement was an old mayonnaise jar, 3/4 full of mercury.
Holy smokes.
His wife worked at a lab, so they brought it there and disposed of it or took care of it, whatever. They could deal with it, but
It is pretty
it was like a
fascinating
mayonnaise
stuff.
jar full of it.
Yeah.
I was like, where do you get a mayonnaise jar full of mercury?
You find the weirdest stuff in the old
Yeah.
camps.
Yeah, it's true.
That camp we were talking about in Sydney, remember all the jars in the attic?
Yep.
What, like
Just giant mayonnaise jars.
what was
Oh,
in
with
those?
oil in them or something.
Oh.
Was it?
What was that?
I saw some of them under the camp. Looked like they were jars with oil.
I
don't
was,
know.
I was
It's-
all I pictured was like formaldehyde and had heads in them or something.
Oh.
Body parts or animal parts. Or...
Fish guts.
Don't jump.
But I mean, they
Yeah.
used to, for septic tanks, I've heard so many different stories. You know, they would take and bury old vans and put plywood in the windows.
Oh wow!
A
Yeah,
van?
it's just a hole in the ground. Yeah, they used to.
Yeah.
You just do it with rocks or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, until they
Or just build a wooden frame, you know, down in there,
Really,
fill
everything
it in.
leach in.
Yeah.
have the water. It's just a place for the water to dissipate. But yeah, it's new ones are better. It's a cement thing. It's sealed.
New ones are much better, and
Yeah.
it definitely helps protect the lakes and the streams. You know?
Oh yeah, it's not leaching in there.
Yeah.
You can get it away.
Yeah,
We're right
absolutely.
about that time in history or time that in the 30s of all those ones they bit when they had excavators, they buried all those, and like the top's starting to rust. And then we've all been in camps where like they're like, don't walk over there. Or, like
Oh,
that's
yeah.
where that's where the can
Yep.
is. And you've seen depressions. And
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I've heard of a couple people falling in them or something here and there,
Yuck.
or like in old water cisterns.
Yeah.
Some old farm that was been overgrown for 30, 40 years.
And just sitting there.
Just you walk along and flop into the cistern.
What was it on Millie's camp? The gray water. That was just a little gray water system.
Yeah.
I mean, so the technology has changed so much, and that's just to have a pump a shower up or pump the
No,
sinks
that was
up.
just for the hand pump with the pump station under the sink.
Oh,
And it went underneath.
because it was straight uphill. Yeah, or something. It was
And then it went to a concrete chamber because the parking was so tough.
yeah, and then a bigger pump just
Yeah.
to get it.
And that's because there was no room for a leach field. They wanted to have a sink, right?
Yes.
And there was no town water or plumbing.
Correct.
Yeah.
Town
Correct.
sewer.
Yeah.
Yeah. You still, even, you know, so close to water, even with a hand pump, you need somewhere for all that runoff to go safely. Which makes sense.
It's the right thing to do.
Yeah. All right, Maggie, do you have any questions from viewers for Doug? We reached out to Facebook, you know, because we get questions all the time. We figured let's let some questions go to Doug.
And there is one question in there from Ashley, too, a bonus question.
Do I get extra brownie points if I get it right?
You do.
Yes.
There's a few that Ryan already asked, but you know.
It's all right.
I see my head of my game.
Yeah.
Okay, first one is from Kathy. How do you insulate the plumbing in cabins or the ground so they don't break or freeze?
You kind of drain them so there's no water in them, or pump antifreeze through them, pretty much. And then, because they're going to freeze, because you get 7 feet of frost sometimes.
Yeah.
They're going to freeze.
Well,
So you drain them or put antifreeze in them, and then they're okay. Or you can put insulation board down on the ground, but I mean that'll only help so much, I guess.
people from away don't understand how Maine. They did to understand the concept of camp in Maine.
Yeah.
You're not staying there year round. You're there in the summer on weekends.
Yeah.
And you just drain everything.
Memorial Day to Columbus Day, and
Yeah.
after that it's going to freeze.
It's like simple. I think people overthink it.
And it's just you dump RV antifreeze down any drain line.
I pump it through the water lines. And then into the traps. So the traps are full
Yep.
of it in the flush. Like run the washing machine and all that. And
It's a pretty sophisticated process.
yeah, just run it until antifreeze comes out, basically. But you don't want to miss something, and because then it'll freeze and burst. Then you get to fix it.
But you also told me that if the what was it? Something about putting the can of or the gallon of antifreeze in the shower head and then opening the valve, it will suck.
Oh yeah, if you hold it up
antifreeze.
high enough, you can siphon it in. Yeah, you can siphon it in, but if you hold everything, but that's
if the conditions are right.
yeah. I
stick
just
it-
use a pump.
In theory, it's a good job. But I'll just use
Yeah,
the pump.
but if there's no power, you can siphon it in. Just hook a hose and go up.
Yep.
Good.
And do you recommend like taking apart shower heads
Yeah,
to
Yeah.
make sure any water in there doesn't freeze up?
right. Because a lot of times they do hold it. So take as much easy stuff apart that might hold a little drain caps. You got to loosen those in case there's a drop of water in them.
And then with toilets down in the tank.
Yeah, you got to flush it, empty it, flush it, put it in the tank, or shot vac the whole thing dry. Then I dump antifreeze in the bowl anyway, so that the sewer gas doesn't come back up.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, because you don't want it to be stinky, so you might as well
Sure.
just put antifreeze in all the traps, and they're good. Then,
Yeah.
then when you turn it back on, you don't have to put too much stuff back together.
And then if you wanted to, if the water's off in your camp in the wintertime, you want to use the toilet, you could still dump water down it as long as you
Gravity
just make
flush.
sure you put the antifreeze back in it at the end.
Yeah, as long as your pump, if you have a pump system,
Yeah.
as long as that's not winterized too.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, if you have a holding tank or a gravity, then or whatever, just a few flushes or something, you're not going to fill your system up. Then.
The guys always love the
Yeah.
camp where we leave the toilet as long as we can.
Yeah.
You know, then you run down and 5-gallon buckets back and forth. You always know when someone's going to take a poop because they're running down as fast as they can with a 5-gallon bucket.
Yeah,
And then you get to the point, okay, it's icing over
Yeah.
now. What do you do? So
yeah.
chip a hole in.
Yeah. And some guys bring 2 buckets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a 2-bucket.
Yeah.
I've never seen a 3-bucket.
Or if you're nice to the next person,
yeah,
you have a bucket
yeah,
waiting
yeah.
for them.
Right.
Pay it forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like at camp. Yeah, we go to camp. We don't turn the water on. We just
Just flush it.
use a bucket. Yeah,
Absolutely.
and you don't have to drain it.
Okay, next question.
Most boring topic ever for Maggie.
Yeah.
Next question is
That's
from
fascinating.
Julia. You seem to get in all kinds of bendy positions with ease. Have you ever gotten stuck?
Yes, I have been stuck in. I've been. I wiggled in behind someone's tub once and was stuck for a good 15 minutes before I got back out of that. And then under a farmhouse, I wiggled under a foundation wall and was stuck there for, at least 20 minutes or so.
Didn't a guy just randomly come by and get
Yeah,
you?
my
You told me
buddy
that story.
randomly came by.
in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, in the middle of nowhere.
Really saved him.
And
God.
we saved me from crawling in and out like 10 times.
Yeah.
I was fixing a bunch of brakes, and so I'd have to turn the water on, see where it's leaking, and crawl back in. But so that would have been a long. But yeah, I would have to gone through where I got stuck, and it would have been filled up with water. But and I got in my buddy's got an apartment, and I was fixing a pipe up in his ceiling, in the downstairs ceiling, and I got my head and one arm up in there, and a couple nails poked up like into my armpit and caught me, and I couldn't get off them till I had to. I eventually got off, but I was a pinata. The lady in the apartment was calling me her pinata for a while. So I was there for like a half an hour until I got the nails out from my armpit and got out. I didn't want to.
Oh man.
You can't be claustrophobic and be
Yeah.
a plumber. That just does not go hand in hand.
No.
No, because there's little places, and yeah.
So practicing yoga would be good for a plumber.
I should do that. Yeah, I'm yeah.
Plumber's yoga. Maybe you do it already, right?
Yeah.
That's one of those professions. Like there's a certain aspect. You want to be skinny. You don't want to be claustrophobic. You can't be afraid of getting dirty.
Right.
I'd be a horrible plumber.
Can't get grossed out easy.
I'd be a horrible plumber.
I try to.
I'm not skinny and I'm claustrophobic and I
Yeah,
get grossed
it's
out.
all just soap scum. It's just soap scum. It's just soap scum. Yeah. But, I worked with Bob LaPointe. He was not thin, and so I always got to crawl in. See, so
Yeah, right.
yeah, that was funny. I ain't going in there. You got to go. I was like, oh. But then one time I got stuck, and those guys grabbed me by the feet and pulled me back out. It was,
Nice.
Yeah.
So you've been stuck many times.
Yeah, actually I have. Yeah, yeah,
Good to know.
a few times. And then,
Okay. Question from Aaron. How do you maintain your youth and vigor?
I have no idea. Just go to work every day, I guess, and don't realize you're getting old.
Yeah,
I guess.
you've got a great attitude.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of
just,
life is attitude.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And you enjoy the
I have
good
plenty of
things.
B12.
He'd be like that old lady that lived 104 and drank Coors Light every day.
Oh wow. Yeah. 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 Keep active. That's all, basically.
I mean, your mom is still quite active in Manchester as well.
Yeah. She's does the choir. Well, she did do the choir in the church and volunteer at the food bank and worked at the hospital. Now she can't do it. She's sitting home now, going stir crazy.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, but yeah, she's zooming all the time.
It's true. My Uncle Lee, when he retired, he said it's the busiest he's ever been in his life.
I've heard that before.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Yeah, she likes to keep busy.
Nice.
All right, great.
Great. Next question.
Question from Joseph. How can I increase my sewer hold tank volume without digging it up? Can you?
Rid-X. That eats. Put Rid-X in there. That eats all the stuff.
That
It's
really works?
It's a bacteria for your septic system. I mean, it has a bacteria that eats the stuff.
It eats the solids.
Yeah.
I was going to say
so then
poop
it-
less.
Yeah, that too. That's,
It's simple math, Richard.
Like
Only go number 2 at your friends.
Dawn dishwashing liquid. Didn't mean to, but that encapsulates the grease,
Yeah.
so the stuff in the tank doesn't eat it. So a lot of soaps will build up stuff. Grease will build up in your tank, but it's like in the soap somehow, I guess. I don't know the physics, but so some of that isn't good for septic tanks because it builds up.
So Rid-X will eat all the big particles so that your tank has more room for solids and the liquids can still move on out into the field.
And if it's a matter of your leach field, then you can there's things to do with that. You can cook it out with hydrogen peroxide. There's guys that do that.
Cook it out.
Yeah,
Cook out your
you
leach
pump it
field.
in there and it boils it out. Hydrogen peroxide will eat all the organics, so all the roots, all the stuff that's gone into your leach field, cleans it out pretty good.
You must need like a whole tank of truck of hydrogen peroxide.
I don't even know. Yeah, there's a Randy Bean does it. Beans grease.
Oh, I think when you imagine that, you know when you pour it on a cut
Yeah,
foams?
yeah.
That would be
Yeah, but
fascinating.
that
to see.
stuff is
foam
like
coming
so
out.
diluted.
Yeah.
The stuff they get is very concentrated.
Oh.
So yeah, you don't pour that on your hands. Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Interesting. That's
fascinating,
good to know.
Yeah, you can spruce them, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't do that stuff too much. I'm an indoor plumber.
Right.
Yeah, and it's grody.
Is that a whole different field?
Yeah, kind of is. Yeah, there's indoor and outdoor
Interesting.
something. A lot of times the earth guy does all that. The guy doing the earthwork.
Yeah.
Awesome.
There you go, Maggie.
Yeah.
I'm learning so much.
These are tips and tools you're going to bring on you in life.
Yeah. Yeah, poop goes downhill.
I can just picture college parties.
Right.
So you can have all this information.
Yeah.
Do you know you can hydrogen peroxide that?
Oh, wait, your toilets?
Yeah.
All right, next
All right.
question.
Okay, question from Sandy. Our camp toilets sweat in the summer. Why and what can we do about that?
Well, the toilet sweat, it's due to the cold water and just humidity, which makes it sweat. And if you can warm that water up, they make they call it an anti-sweat valve that mixes a little warm water with the cold water, so it's like room temperature. Then it fills your flush with room temperature water, doesn't sweat. And yeah, you can get those.
Do the
get 'em
insulated bowls help?
Yeah, they do help. Yeah.
Now, that's for summertime? They're insulated or?
Well, the tank has insulation in it just to keep the humid air away from the side of the tank with the cold water. That's what does it. That's the humid air and the cold. So it's warm, it won't do it.
I mean, I also say if that's the worst problem you have, you're doing pretty well.
Well, it can rot
Sweaty
your,
toilet.
Sweaty toilets are
It can rot your floor
bad.
out and stuff because I've seen them sweat so much. You flush your toilet and all of a sudden there's a puddle on the floor. Like you need like 4 paper towels to wipe up, and it's just from sweat. I've seen that at guy's farmhouse. You know.
So if you could get your water to room temperature sooner, so if you, could you add extra piping?
Yes.
That would help.
That would help. Yeah, I know a guy that took a whole bunch of 3/8 copper tubing and wrapped it around his water heater.
Oh, yeah.
And ran that to the flush.
Have you ever done a toilet where you hooked hot water up to the toilet?
Is that a thing?
It was in Dubai.
Well, yeah.
Well,
with the mixing
Because
valve.
of the bidet, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Did you try the
Yes, it was.
bidet?
Yeah,
Did you
we-
try
I-
the bidet?
Yes.
We had a flush.
Did you
with-
try it?
You two are obsessed with those toilets.
Yeah, we did a flush that had hot and cold water, and
Hot and cold?
it needed 13 amps of power.
What do you
Did
mean?
they wipe it for you?
Yeah, it had a bidet seat and
was it one of those new-
electric heated seat? It had a remote control. You could activate
Yeah.
it.
Did it vibrate too?
I don't know about that feature. I think that was a job. I put my plastic poop in the toilet, and the guy flipped out, I think.
Maggie, I got a random bidet fact about myself. The one and only time I've used a bidet, I actually used it as a water fountain. We were building a house down on Great Diamond Island, and I'd never known a bidet. We knew no one ever used it, so as a joke, we used it as a water. It was a water fountain.
Oh, I guess it's all brand new. and
Yeah, it was
clean.
brand spanking new. I mean, if someone snuck in there, if there's someone out there right now saying I snuck into that house, then they got me good. But
Oh,
My father was notorious for cleaning toilet. He loved clean toilets. And by the end of it, he would be in there, hands deep into it, just scrubbing away, and just, wash his hand, then go pick up a box of Cheez-Its, munch.
I mean, you spend a good portion. You spend every day there, but it should be clean.
Yeah?
yeah.
It's true.
Supposed to be. Bleach kills it all, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
We've horrified her now.
Question from
You want the last beer?
I-
Last beer goes to that guest.
I got
Yeah.
some coffee right
Oh, it's
here.
sweating. Here.
Oh, look at that.
Here, drink it before it sweats too much.
Okay. I'm sweating too.
That was on
too
cue.
many sweatshirts.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
sorry. Go
warm up
ahead.
here.
Sorry.
Okay, one last question from Micaiah. Some cabins use pond water. Do you add some sort of filtration when the water comes into the cabins?
Sometimes you can. You probably should, because you're going to get everything. Could get bait fish out of your faucet, or who knows?
Yeah.
Seaweed, rocks.
But most of the time, it's brought in. It's only for flushing the toilets.
Yeah,
For
it's
dishes,
pretty.
not for drink.
You're not going to drink it. You're not going to.
Well, you could.
You could. You don't want to.
At the fish
Probably.
camp, we did.
We did that, but they had what?
They bought a real-
$5,000 unit to
They bought a
price
nice-
it. That
But like-
was like insane.
Lee and Sharon, my aunt and uncle down in Newcastle,
Yeah.
they know right where the spring is.
Yeah.
And so they put the line right at that spring.
Sure.
And they drink their water.
They drink their lake water.
At the house right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they've built up enough
And-
tolerance to it.
Wait a minute.
Well-
that
Yeah, I guess.
So, yeah, there's like a town,
little pond right next.
Damascotta Lake.
Oh, they run it over there.
Yeah. Not.
There's a little pond behind that house next door.
No.
Yeah,
Jesus.
but no, you have to. A lot of times they filter it, and sometimes they don't. But
And some lakes are spring fed, so they're clean.
yeah,
it's cleaner.
yes.
Yeah, they are. Because growing up, my neighbors down the lake had city water in the summer and lake water in the winter. And they'd switch over, have a pump that ran underground out
interesting.
into the lake.
Yeah.
And we replaced one once. They had to wait for fall when they lowered the water level to get down there, and we had to dig it out by hand. They wouldn't let us put a machine down there, yeah, we switched it out, put a new foot valve, and out
Yeah.
the lake.
Yeah. Yeah, my
and then she
mother's-
only lived to 105, and then passed away, and then somebody else redid it. So,
Hey, maybe that's the secret to life.
Yeah.
drinking lake water
Yeah.
to your 105, yeah,
Well,
Or these.
yeah.
your mom lived off stream water forever, just till 2 years ago.
Yeah, and that was gross. I mean, in the summertime, it would just get covered over with these bugs, the larvae on the foot valve.
Oh, right.
You take a shower, and the hot water would just smell like hot stream water.
Yeah.
It was so bad. When we were growing up, we lived in a house where the well would go dry every summer. So my father rigged up a trailer with 3 55-gallon drums on it. We'd go to our aunt and uncles, fill those up, put the foot valve from the pump in that.
Yep.
But the the drums had held Coca-Cola syrup in them.
Oh, so you'd get Coke water.
You'd smell like Coca-Cola when you took a shower.
That's awesome.
It was so it was so ridiculous.
Oh,
That's,
poor Ashley.
That's
I never heard that story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we'd go to David and Sue's, fill up and he built a trailer specifically for it. Every year they would run dry. It was not fun.
Huh. Good to know.
What's Ashley's question?
All right. Question from Ashley is, because there are no sports, we were wondering what your possum is doing.
Well,
There's a good story behind that too.
yeah, I used to sit in my shed and listen to the ball game and have a beverage and listen to, and a possum came from a
2 years
rainstorm.
ago.
It came in. And the way he was, he's sitting like right 6 feet away from me on a bench, cleaning himself like a cat, this possum. And he did that, and the Red Sox started doing awesome. So
We call him the awesome
Yeah,
possum.
the awesome possum, yeah.
I'd pick Dougie up in the morning.
So
yeah.
you'd be in the workshop listening, and then the possum would come in.
Yeah, it's mostly there's like a little nook area to sit pretty much.
Yeah,
Because your shed's pretty full. Your shed might look like Chase's barn.
Yeah. It's not much, you can't walk across it at all. No, it's full of
Right.
stuff. So, but he climbed up and was right over there. He came in and sat there and yeah, he'd do it all the time. And then one time he came over and he was sitting right below me eating the popcorn I dropped. And he was only a baby. He was little.
Yeah,
but-
Symbiotic relationship.
Yeah, it was awesome. But then this year saw a couple possum signs, and I haven't been home too much, because of the I'm not allowed in the house for health reasons, and but now I think the skunks moved in. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Replace the possum.
But they keep a lot of other things out. So
Yeah.
as long as you don't rile them up, skunks are awesome.
You've had
They're
some
nice.
good skunk stories too. I
Well,
told
you have too.
Well, yeah, but I was telling Fletcher some of your skunk stories.
Oh, my old landlady's story where one moved right in their house for
Yeah.
the winter.
Yes,
that was
exactly.
a crazy story. Yeah, yeah. They had a skunk move in their house for the winter, and then yeah.
And then your buddy went on vacation for a little bit, right? And he came back to a bunch of skunks behind his. Oh, they're raccoons.
Oh, my buddy with the raccoon. Yeah,
Yeah.
he let him stay in his house. Yeah,
Well, the funny thing about possums is,
yeah.
15 years ago, there was no possums in Maine.
There wasn't.
Because
Couldn't imagine it.
is it climate change? You'd say they've come more.
They must
north?
have.
Yeah.
And the ticks too. When I was a kid, never saw a tick.
Yeah.
And then one day I went down to the stream behind my mother's and got 30 of them on me. And the first time I ever saw a tick. And yeah. Now they're all
here
over the
to
place.
stay.
I've had 3 on me already this year.
If all those animals and bugs are smart, they'll stop before they get to Canada. It's too cold up there.
Yeah.
Have you ever caught a mud puppy?
Yeah.
Do you know what they are?
Is it like a salamander? Like
They look like a salamander. The one we caught was
Like-
like over a foot long. We were ice fishing out on.
They're
I think Long
prehistoric
Pond or
and
Great
nasty,
Pond?
aren't they?
Yeah, they have teeth, right?
I don't know.
I think I've
We
seen
didn't know
one of
what
those.
it was. We never even heard of a mud puppy. We pulled this thing out and it's running at us, and we're like, "This is not a fish. It's running at us."
It looks like a monster, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's I reach down, cut the line, and we just like shush it back down the hole. So I have no idea what its mouth was. It was like, it looked like a big iguana running at us. It
Yeah,
had-
somebody stopped into the store when we were open and showed me this photo. They're like, we were just ice fishing out on Cobsea, and we caught this thing.
That was
They're like, do you know what
Cobsea
this
then?
is? I'm like, I have no clue what that is. They're like, it's a mud puppy, and we
Wow.
caught a couple of them out on Cobsea.
They've made it out that far.
Yeah.
Wow.
But they're like, the
There was-
Fish and Wildlife have them listed as
They're
a-
migrating too.
No, they're here.
They put them in. Was it Great Pond? They got dumped in by accident once
Oh.
upon a time. So they were there. I think it was Great Pond. Great Pond or Long Pond.
Yeah.
One of those two. So that's a water system all to itself. So they took that over, or we're in that. But I didn't know they made it to Cobsea. That's a whole nother watershed.
Down at the other end.
Yeah.
They're not on our end, kids. You can go
No.
swimming.
Yeah.
No, they don't. They don't do nothing to you. They don't mess you. I'd be more afraid of a pike.
They stay right in the bottom, yeah.
Yeah, they're a big salamander. You could probably
But
pet
still.
pet them and everything.
No
Doug's,
thanks.
Doug's pet mud puppy.
Yeah.
From possums to mud puppies.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. How we doing, Maggie?
done. You're over.
We're over.
That's always a good sign.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for joining us, Doug.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks
Answered
for
a
having
lot
me.
of our plumbing questions.
Great.
Yeah, answered a lot of viewers' plumbing questions or
Nice.
listeners' plumbing questions.
Yeah, if it leaks, it shouldn't, and yeah, you got to flow downhill.
And it all flows downhill.
Yeah, that's basic. So yeah, use geometry.
Cool.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
All right, Doug. Thank you. Well, that was fun.
Maggie, did you learn anything?
Maggie, can we have a recap? What'd you learn today?
Nothing.
Do you want to be a plumber when you grow up?
No.
Plumbers make good money.
Plumbers do make good money. Electricians, carpenters.
So do doctors and lawyers. Just saying.
Yeah, you don't have to go to school as long.
It's true.
You can work outside in the great state of Maine.
Work for yourself. Or work with your dad and your uncle.
Now that is heaven.
No.
We'll get Eva.
Yeah, we've got 3 others we can work on. Well, man, an hour flies by.
Yeah, Doug has a lot of great stories, and that's it for this week.
Yeah, we'd like to thank all our sponsors.
Yeah, Nelma,
Northeastern Lumber Manufacturers Association, and they're kind of one of the big reasons how we save money. Like everyone's like, how do you save money so much? And it's white pine. It's Eastern white pine.
Eastern white pine is what we use all the time, and Nelma is responsible for grading and making sure that everybody gets a good quality product. It's made in Maine. Can't thank them enough. Nelma.org, whitepine.org, and sprucepinefir.org.
Yeah, like we say, throw the pine at it.
Throw the pine at it.
Just run that pine. So yeah, so our YouTube channel, subscribe to that.
Subscribe, click the
And hit
bell
the
icon.
Bell. I don't know about
Ring the bell.
Ring the bell. Saved by the Bell wasn't that a show back in the day?
Yeah. Follow us on Kennebec
that-
Cabin Company on Facebook, YouTube.
All that good stuff, and our online stores are always open.
Yeah.
And take a virtual tour; they're pretty wild.
Yeah.
Go through the camps like without even being there.
Thanks for listening, and we're from the Woodshed.
Yeah, thank you, Maggie.
Sure.
Good
All
night.
right. Good night.